All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I should be getting ready for work, but I read something that it really irked me because it was so ignorant and it needed to be dealt with. So I was watching. I don't know how I got into looking at this stuff. State of politics in Great Britain. They did this undercover camera thing where they got people in Nigel Farage's, I guess, the folks that go out there and try to get votes. They found racism. They found really arrogant racist shit on there, and that's what this was about. And so I'm reading the comments, and this guy's like, "No one talks like that anymore," and that's not real, and all this kind of stuff. That white people are dying off, or white people are moving away, or whatever, from London and stuff. And they were like talking about the pubs. Okay, I'm sorry, I won't happen again. Talking about the pubs and people going out and getting drunk and just talking about stupid stuff. And they said something. They said something that really got me, really kind of touched me there. I'm trying to remember. The guy said he likes to go to the pub to hear a diverse discussion, and he doesn't want to live in a 100% liberal campus. Let's talk about this for a second. We as liberals, or as a socialist, but the left doesn't have any power. And all you can talk about is rich Jewish men and George Soros. You don't talk about. I notice conservatives never talk about the Koch brothers and all the money they put into politics. They don't talk about that very often. You never hear conservatives talk about it. There's a lot of other rich white men that put a lot of money into politics. There's quite a few of them that support conservative politics. You give me one. Now, what that goes back to is this: that with white people, I say this all the time, they want 100% power. Not 10%, not 90%, not shit. They want 110% power all the effing time. That's why they fuck with people. That's why that's done. Because they want all the power. They don't want to share it. They don't want to live and let live. None of that bullshit. That's why they can run up on folks because the music playing too loud, or because you're delivering packages, or you're driving a big truck, or what. That's why they can do that. Got off subject. I'm sorry. So we protesting doesn't change reality. You don't believe me? Look at the Iraq War. All the folks got arrested and beaten and tried to block armories and stuff out in Oregon and stuff, and got beaten. And I think that when you do things like that, it inspires the left. Because if this is really a democracy and things are really fair and conservatives are right, and they were like, well, you liberals like to protest, and that was really true, they wouldn't have to resort to such heavy-handed tactics to deal with us. Make it simple. If you're just and you're doing just things, you won't need to resort to just manifold, just extreme violence to drop a hat. That's what you do when you're in a oppressive country. I remember people talking about how America, like the protests, where it was all this police presence and everything. People were talking about how things were like they looked like the police state. And look at today. It's a regular basis. Police shooting folks in the back. It happens all the time now. Shoot them in the back. No guns. Remember the boys were playing with firecrackers? The police went on the radio and said, I think they're playing with firecrackers. He looks his gun through the fence. He said, put your hands up. Started shooting immediately. Not even, 1.5 seconds later, he started shooting at these children. That happens all the time now. Police shooting into houses. Amber Geiger, Tatiana. It's amazing to me how much happened with the run up to. I think the Iraq War changed. People say 9/11 did. I think the Iraq War changed this. The left. The Iraq War changed this. I really do. We talk about how America would never go back to that pre 9/11 era, but I think the Iraq War, the protests, because it showed you that America's not really democratic. So when you talk about us out here protesting and talking, that's because we realize we really don't have any power. The left has no power, man. Not really. Look how the Democrats are working with Trump now. I mean, I say it all the time. What exactly have they done to stop Trump? He's gotten everything he wanted. One thing Trump hasn't been able to get is because he's fucking a racist and a bigot, and he says things that slow him down. But it's basically like if I went out here and spent money on stupid stuff. Like I was out here going to strip clubs and I blow $500 at a strip club. Or, you know, whatever, half that. Or I was going out here and just buying a bunch of clothes I don't need. Going out here drinking a whole lot. That's stuff that it hurts me. I get what I want, but it hurts me because I can't move to his bigger goals because of that. Does that make sense? That's what Trump is. That's what he is. So, but I just I think it's ridiculous. Completely utterly ridiculous that someone could sit here and say that. You know what it reminds me of here in the South? You talk to these white men, and like the dude I sold that property to in Baden Lake, and he was like, something I've been across school. You know, I really kind of knew he was a cracker, so I really wasn't talking to him. And he was like, what did he say to me? He can't carry a gun over there in California and this and that. And I'm just like, yeah. And I realized something right then and there, that's all these white men really care about, these crackers. It's the only two rights they care about. Being able to carry a gun everywhere they can go and low taxes. That's it. They don't care about pollution. They don't care about good schools. They don't care about emissions. They don't care about the water being clean. They don't care about pollution in the water and the land. They don't care about war, the 20-year war for the base of a lie. They don't care about none of that. As long as they get low taxes, let them carry a gun everywhere they can go, they're happy. I like California because it was beautiful. You go on Instagram, look at the pictures of the sunsets and all the purple skies. It's just beautiful out there. It's beautiful stuff. North Carolina and, you know, the East Coast and Ohio. Ohio's on the East Coast, but just in the East. Well, no, Ohio's the Midwest. Yeah, Ohio, Kentucky. Those areas, you drive and everything looks brown. Everything looks dead out there. Everything. And I thought it was interesting. I read about there was a lake in Cleveland, I believe, Cuyahoga River. They said it caught on fire back in the 80s. That's what your unbridled capitalism gets you. You destroy the environment. That's what they want to do with California. That's why I understand why California has restrictive climate, restrictive laws, because if you don't, these crackers will destroy it. These are some very destructive human beings. These crackers, these are destructive people. They talk about black people, but black folks are doing these things to survive, to get things. These white guys, they're destructive by nature. It's amazing stuff. One day I'll do a video on stuff they've admitted to me, being out here on the road with them. I guess they are so regressive that they think I'm a conservative. So I just let them talk. I'm like, wow, like this is really how they think. My brother's like, he didn't feel like it was a lot of racism or nothing when he was out here. Not racism, it's just this arrogant caveman. Like they're cavemen. They're cavemen. Let's put it nicely. These are cave-like people. Animalistic. Woo! You gotta go out there to see what I'm talking about. But I don't know, y'all. I just think it's crazy. We protest, and the protests have gotten larger or stronger or more influential because we realize that we're not getting anywhere. We're not. What has the left accomplished? We're not. You know, they want to complain about the left, but it goes back to, I keep saying that for white men, for white people, if their enemy gets 1% of ground, they're gonna cry about it. They want 100% power. If they don't have 100% power, and I just remember when I listen to them talking about stuff, and I just remember thinking about that these folks want 100% power. That's what it comes down to. They don't get 100% power. they're gonna complain about it. Really. They and therein lies the white man shooter philosophy. It's in there. It's in there. I'll give what I want. Everybody can die. That's it. That is really it. That's really how they think. They're dangerous people. And it's almost like white folks that talk about where is White History Month. That's every day. Do you know your history? And you know what it is too, I realize too, is that for white people, they really don't know some of what their ancestors have done. Like real talk. Some of these crackers really don't know how bad things were for black people. They don't. I'm not saying it to be funny. I'm not saying it to be nasty. I'm for real about that. I listened to this guy talk about COINTELPRO, and none of the white folks there knew what it was. It's openly known that Hoover was setting things up to have the black civil rights leaders at war with each other. To break up SNCC and SLC, which was King and his people, was to break up Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam. That was their goal. And white folks consider and say, oh, well, y'all are making excuses and all this. But then they don't even know or care what. You know what I mean? It would be like if I was a police officer and a woman said, this man beat me, raped me, tied me up, raped me. And then I show up and I'm like, it's no big deal. And she's like, wait a minute, I've got proof. I don't want to see your proof. I don't care about you. That's how white people are. That's it. I don't care about your proof. Suck it up. You need to be a man, be a woman. You need to grow up. And you're dealing with people who have been destroyed. Completely destroyed. And never had. And then even after they got out of slavery, what did you do with the convict lease program? So those people who could read went to jail. Vagrants went to jail. And you had them working, same slavery, to build your country that was rebuilding after the Civil War. You had Jim and Jane Crow. This is what your white man's done. And I realized with a lot of them, they don't even really, and maybe they don't care, but they really don't know. I mean, there's a lot I don't care about. I don't watch a lot of these movies. Young Turks was talking about Thanos, and I don't care about that. We're at war in this country. Period. We're at war right now. We've got people out here who are openly saying they will go to arms if this man isn't reelected. Those are war statements. I'm the guy. If a dude come up to me in the truck and says, "Hey man, if I don't get paid next week, I'm gonna fucking kill you," I'm gonna take that seriously. I'm not gonna laugh over, he's just a red. No, because I don't play like that. We're at war in this country. Not saying to be paranoid. Not saying to go out here and I'm not advocating violence. But I think you guys need to realize that the social network is breaking down. That, respect for one another is breaking down. And I should be carrying my pistol. I won't do it. I ain't been doing it since I've been up here. I got it. Peace, y'all.